Blondies, I'm Laura Vitale, and on this episode of Laura in the Kitchen, I'm thrilled to share with you a delicious blondie recipe. I did make brunette version, which are brownies, not too long ago, so hey, I want to pay the blondes a little respect. We're gonna make some banana bread blondies, and then we're gonna make a delicious brown butter, brown sugar, like frosting for the top. So good. Perfect for the weekend and perfect for Easter. If you're gonna have the old people over for the Easter weekend, then this would be a great thing to make in the weekend there somewhere. So let me run you through the list of ingredients. It's really short and sweet, and I'll tell you in a minute why I love it so much. You need brown sugar, granulated sugar, unsalted butter at room temp. You'll need flour, baking powder, and salt. Banana, this is one very ripe banana that I've smashed with my fork, an egg, vanilla extract, and then I'll show you the ingredients you'll need for the frosting. I love this because very much like making banana bread, how many times do you go and make, you buy a bunch of bananas at the beginning of the week like I do for my daughter, and then by the end of the week you're left with one or two really ripe bananas and you don't really know what to do with, so you just stick them in the freezer, and I just make smoothies with them all week long, or you make banana bread. But this is fabulous alternative to that, especially if you only got like one really ripe one laying around. This is perfect. I've got my butter and both kinds of sugar in here, and I'm just using my spatula here to get it going, and then I'll switch to a whisk when I add the egg and the vanilla. I've also got my oven preheated to 350. I have an 8 by 8 inch pan lined with parchment paper and sprayed with nonstick spray. I'm just gonna work see that? I'm gonna work the butter with the sugar, and then we'll proceed. Now you add in a good splash of vanilla, egg, and your mashed banana. It's really funny because as soon as the bananas start to look really ripe and soft, Mia is not a fan. So that's a perfect opportunity to make something like banana bread blondies. Now I'm gonna just whisk this really well. Just wanna make sure that the bananas and everything is well combined. You can do this in your standing mixer or with a handheld electric whisk, but you know what? I need a little bit of an upper body workout, so I'm just gonna do it by hand, just for a few seconds. Not that difficult. Need a break already. Weak. And now I just switch to my spatula and mix in my dry ingredients. Really easy, right? Now, if you really want this to have the flavor of banana bread, then you can add some cinnamon to this if you are used to adding cinnamon in your banana bread, like I am. But I really didn't want to lose the buttery, like blondie flavor. I didn't want to take it too deep into banana bread, so I'm gonna keep that out. But if that's something that you feel like you need to have a little bit of that on there, in there, then by all means add like a 1/4 teaspoon to a 1/2 teaspoon of ground cinnamon, and you'd be in business. Still looks good. I don't even want to overwork it. I'm gonna just pop this into my prepared pan. Really thick and gorgeous. These are gonna go into the oven at 350 for about a 1/2 hour and let them cool completely after that, and I'll show you what they look like when they are done. The blondies are in the oven for 30 minutes. I've let them cool for about, I would say maybe 45 minutes or so. Now we're gonna work on the filling, which is so good and delicious. You're gonna love it. So, in a saucepan, you're gonna add some butter. You're gonna cook the butter until it browns, until it becomes a beautiful amber color. Do not walk away and let the butter burn, because once it burns, there's no coming back from it. You wanted a really lovely, nutty, deep brown color, but not burnt. So I'll show you what it looks like when it's there. The most important ingredient here is your patience, which I'm not the best at, but when I know something is gonna be really delicious, it's definitely worth it. So just stay here, babysit the butter, babysit the brain, I was gonna say, babysit the butter, and I'll show you what it looks like when it's there. I hope you can see the color amongst the foam, but it is perfect. Don't worry about the foaminess on top. We're not making ghee. That's totally fine. And now you're gonna add the brown sugar and some milk, and you're gonna let this cook and just bubble up for a few minutes. Oh, it already smells so good. And then once it comes to a boil, and you let that cook, like I said, for just a few minutes, turn this off and let it cool for 15 minutes. Then you pour the browned butter and sugar mixture in there like so. And you're just gonna whisk this until, well, it's gonna thicken and become like a frosting, and it's so good. Forgot to grab my vanilla. You want a good splash of that as well. Oh, and it smells so delightful. And you can see, the little brown bits of brown butter throughout there. It is so outrageously good. You cannot even imagine. So now you're gonna just pour this over top of the Blondies, and it's gonna set for a while. So you can make this the night before if you want to, or just several hours in advance until that just thickens and it makes it easy to slice into it. And I'm just gonna set this aside, and whenever it's ready, I will share it with you. All right, so my Blondies have been sitting for a few hours. The frosting has set and they smell so incredible. I can't even tell you. It's really all to do with that brown butter like frosting. It's just, oh, it's so good. You can cut them as big or small as you like. I have a towel here, a wet towel, just to kind of clean up as I go. I don't cut anything straight, and you might be able to notice. So just don't pay attention to that. I can't help it. Nothing I cut is ever straight. You should see me cut slices of bread. It drives Joe insane. But hey, you know what? Can't be good at everything in this world. I do my best. Let's give this piece a try. I can't take it anymore. I want this piece right here. Oh, look at the Blondie, which is not like a cake. It's much more, it's kind of like the texture of a firm brownie. The frosting, a perfect bite. It's a heavenly goodness. That is everything that I want, times a million. It's like delicious, caramely, banana-y bite of heaven. I don't even know how else to describe it, so I'll stop there so I don't sound ridiculous as I keep going. Go to laurainthekitchen.com for the written recipe. Please, please give these a try this weekend. They are so worth the no effort that goes into making them. I hope you enjoy spending time with me, and I will see you next time. I'll save a bite for you. Bye.